Morning, sweetie pies. How are you this morning? It's time for a story with Grammy, and the story today is dedicated to Emily. Okay, and Emily, you can certainly share it with Emmett, and you can share it with your sister Artemis. But this story is special for you today, and it's about a kitty cat whose name was Scraggly, and you can see him up there in the corner. And it's an old-timey story back in the olden days when there were sailing ships. And the story takes place in, or at least it starts in the city of Boston, which is a big, important city in the United States of America. So this book was a book that was for Adam in 1987. And let's see, Adam would have been 6 years old. And it was for his birthday, and it was from Grandma Cressman, Grandma Nancy. So this is the story. It's a poem also, which is kind of cool. Okay, so I'm going to show the pictures and read the poem. Emily, it has a little bit of a sad part, and it has a tiny little bit of a scary part when there's a storm, but it has a very, very happy ending for Scraggly the stowaway cat. Okay, there's the picture again. Okay, there's a ship. Okay, this is a story about sailing on a ship. And here's Scraggly the cat up there. Okay, and it's a poem. Did I say that already? It's pretty cool. I like it a lot. Okay, here's the first picture right here. Okay, and it says, at the wharf in Boston where fishing boats lay, while fishermen sold their catch of the day, a small cat named Scraggly, so poor and forlorn, had lived on the dock since the day he was born. There's a little picture there of Scraggly the kitty cat. He looks a little bit sad, doesn't he? And here's a picture of the city of Boston back in the olden times. It was a very busy city. It was on the ocean. Well, it still's on the ocean. It's a shipping city. When the ships were unloading their catch of the day, the wharf for a small cat was no place to be. So Scraggly would wander up this street and that, barked at by dogs and nipped by a rat, searching and searching for someone to feel enough human kindness to feed him a meal. Here he is, wandering around the city of Boston, very busy city, looking for little bits and pieces of food to eat. Bet you've seen kitty cats like that, haven't you? Then, one day, there sailed into old Boston Bay a boat filled with fish from down the Main way, a tall, noble schooner of Noonan's famed fleet, whose records for fishing no one could beat. Here's Scraggly sitting there watching the boat come in, watching the sailing ship come in. And soon as this proud ship was tied to the pier amidst the unloading, the kitten crept near. He never had boarded a vessel before. The urge was so strong, he had to explore. He jumped to the railing, then onto the sail. He looked the ship over in every detail. People unloading all the fish from the boat, from the schooner. Here's what looks like right at the dock with the fish unloading. See Scraggly? He's kind of hard to see right there, sitting on the upside down bucket. So much excited he needed to rest. So much excitement he needed to rest. Where could he sleep? Below deck looked best. He entered a cabin, chose a bunk for his bed, curled up on a pillow, and laid down his head. Look at that, setting out to sea, I think. Hours went by, and the little cat slept. The bed was so warm into which he had crept. He woke with a start. His instincts were strong. He wasn't sure what, but something was wrong. He ran up on the deck, out into the night. His hometown of Boston was drifting from sight. There he is, looking out. While he was asleep, the boat went out to sea. Wonder who this is. I wonder who this is. When all hope seemed lost, as he trembled in fear, he looked up and saw Captain Noonan was near. "I'll be an old salt, what do we have here?" The captain was grinning. His kindness was clear. "Calm down. It's all right. You're not all alone. When back in our port, we'll find you a home." And there he is. Captain Noonan talking to him and telling him it's okay that he's on the ship. He picked up the kitten, for clearly he knew the cat would be welcomed by all of the crew. "Men, I want you to meet our newest deckhand. He joined our ship's family while we were on land. His ship wasn't planned, but I'm sure you'll agree he can be the ship's mascot while we're out at sea." There's Captain Noonan hugging the kitty. Yeah. Here's the crew. There's all the people that work on the ship. And though it appears he's seen some hard times, with a bit of our help, he surely will find that life can be grand when he's able to share adventure and friendship with people who care. They sailed through the night, the moon slid from view, dark clouds gathered round, and the wind howled and blew. Do you know what a porthole is, Emily? On a ship, it's a little window that you can look out of. And there's the kitty looking out the porthole. Oh my goodness. Big storm. At dawn the next day, the sun never appeared. The storm was upon them, what all sailors feared. "Brace yourselves, lads, it's a nor'easter storm. It could be the worst since the day we were born." Look where the kitty is. He found a safe place to hide from the storm, inside a box. He curled up here. And there he is, sailing away. Oops. The wind was increasing. The waves rose so high, and the ship tossed about like a kite in the sky. "Meow," said the cat, and a louder meow. Would anyone save them? He didn't know how. Scraggly was frightened. He hid by the mast. He thought that this day would surely be his last. Then, watching the captain, who never showed fear, Scraggly straightened himself and wiped off a tear. See him there by the rope. Look at this pretty picture. You can tell that the storm is over, can't you? Isn't that lovely? He rushed to the wheel. By the captain he stood. He wanted to help. He would if he could. He braved the harsh weather. He stood there with pride. He never gave up till the storm did subside. Scraggly, their mascot, had stood the hard test. The crew had no doubt he was one of the best. As the boat resumed course past the famed Nooble Light, the little cat knew that all would be right. There he is in the storm with the captain, keeping the captain company and helping the captain be brave. The rest of the trip to the captain's home port was calm, easy sailing. The time seemed too short. At Cape Porpoise Lighthouse, as Cape Porpoise Lighthouse came into view, Scraggly looked around at the rest of the crew. It was such a good feeling to know that he'd shared a warmth and a friendship with people who cared. There he is, standing with the captain. Look how pretty he is. And one thing was certain, no more would he roam, no longer a stray cat. He now had a home. All the guys on the ship love him. All the guys on the ship love him. And that's the end of the story about Scraggly and finding a new home on the schooner. Isn't that a nice story? I hope you liked it. Yeah, I hope you like it. And I hope that you're having a good day, or if you're just getting started on your day, I hope that it's going to be good. I wish you were here because there's a whole bunch of construction going on our street. Great big piles of dirt and tractors and dump trucks. It's pretty exciting out there today. Maybe I'll walk down the street and take a video in a little bit so I can share that with you, okay? I love you to the moon and back and all the stars. And here's a kiss. Catch it? Bye-bye.